It's happening. Listen, before this episode starts, we just thought we'd make a little clip to let you know that anyone who doesn't know, we now have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/another one podcast. And there's like a few different tiers on there. And we can go and get where you can sign up to us. And it helps us make this podcast. Helps us make it, helps us pay for the podcast. Helps us make it better. Helps us improve and put more content out. We've got big plans for things we want to do. Haven't we? Since
yes, we have. We've got big plans. We have got big plans.
Yes, Rob. Yes.
No, we have got big plans, and without anyone signing to the Patreon, this will die.
Yeah.
This will go away eventually, because if we can't make it work financially, we can't keep doing it, can we?
No, we can't just keep throwing fucking...
No, and we've got Aftermill to buy, and that fucking costs
We've got kids to pay for. Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest, if I can't provide, I'll leave.
Yeah.
So...
And we already know...
You don't want to make an orphan.
We already know how it's going, don't we? So we needed to be giving us something back.
Yeah, please.
Because we're bleeding here.
My kids are begging. My kids begging.
So sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/another one podcast.
That's it. There's 3 different tiers, loads of different prices.
Pick one.
Pick one. Help
Sign
us.
up. You won't even notice it going out your bank. It's a couple of quid.
Less than a Tesco meal deal. Or, well, maybe more than a Tesco meal deal.
You'd buy a starving man a meal deal, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I'm starving.
That's what we are.
Look at me.
Look at him. Do you think that? Do you think this?
Help.
Another one.
It's happening.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Another One podcast.
Already too hot.
Episode 95.
94.
With me, Simon Wozniak, co-host Rob Thomas.
It's happening.
And to my left, we're a debutante, a good friend of mine. Kinnel.
You look like cousins.
I feel like you got Rob Mulholland vibes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Maybe that's because he's into battle rap. Do you know Rob?
Yeah, I do. Like,
yeah.
What's it called? I saw that one.
You look like you don't have to take
when
that.
chucked out with like doing some stuff at Hot Water like years ago. He did one of them with Shuffle T, didn't he?
Yeah. A couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, he fancies himself as a battle rapper, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then I'll just introduce another debutante, another good friend of mine, Faizan Shah. Faizan.
Hi, Faizan, please.
Faizan Shah.
Also, I know you struggle with ethnic names. So
No, you didn't need to say names then. He just struggles with ethnics.
I saw him pull up and I thought, Kinnel's got an Uber. I can say that because that's in his set, so that's fine. That's in his set.
he was well nice to me before this started.
Yeah.
No, but we gigged together recently, and so I felt like that's a joke. Well, over to you, Rob. Now I've upset both guests within 2 minutes.
He was fully offended by you calling.
Yeah.
You
didn't like the Rob Mulholland vibes.
Wrexham originally, like lived just around the corner now, innit?
Right.
Yeah. I think it's because you're tall and dressed like
a twat.
Yeah. Like black, but also smokes a lot of weed, but not in the black way.
That's not inaccurate.
Oh, great.
How much weed do you want a day?
I'll go ages without smoking, and then I'll just like have a spliff for the first time in ages. Go, this is fucking brilliant. And I'll just have a month of being obliterated.
Yeah.
Then fucking I'll run out, and I won't be asked to like fucking like send a message. That'll be it for another 4 months. If it's not in front of me, I'm not asked.
Yeah, I'm like that. But it's just always in front of me. Not weed, alcohol. My one.
Yeah.
So what? So you do a month and you'll just chunk and then just do nothing.
Do you buy it in bulk then? Do you?
I'll get a fair bit in it. It'll happen that I've just crossed paths with someone who's like got a load on for like the amount of money that I happen to have on me or something. These coincidences happen, as you know.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Like fucking like I was. Everyone was in their 20s, like flipping, like smoking, like constantly every day. But like now, it's just like flipping. I'll wait till after work,
right,
and just find the X-Files really fucking entertaining.
I really wish I could get into pot life, but it's just
yeah, no, it's never been me back.
Been too much of alcohol. Ale got me early. Alcohol got me early, so then I was wasted for anything else.
Didn't drink at all.
Yeah, fucking. I'm a fucking like a midweek fucking early afternoon drinker. I am. Finish work, couple of pints before I go back home.
Like an old man.
Yeah.
Home by 8 o'clock and all after dinner and sleep.
Yeah, that's it. Like 99% of the people that I like speak to on a daily basis are the people who are in me local between 5 and 6 of an evening. Like,
oh, that's beautiful.
Did you still do that? Yeah, you still just go a couple of pints and then home.
Yeah,
it's told you it's still a way of life for some people.
Yeah, man.
Do you do ket as well?
No, but I was in Bristol.
I just thought we're just listing off drugs, so we might as well get that out of the way.
Oh, I just thought it was very clear.
Because it's battle rap, isn't it?
Well, I was in Bristol recently, and it's like fucking like mandatory there, innit? Like, I hadn't come across like
what ket?
Yeah,
it felt big about 10 years ago. Everyone was getting into it. No, maybe 5 years ago. 5 years ago, everyone got into ket.
I think it was like fucking after MCAT became a pain in the arse to get hold of. Like, suddenly, like people got into ketamine, or it might have been the other way around. I think MCAT might have come in during the great ket drought of 08.
My mate's favourite thing used to be to mix coke and ket together and give people lines of it.
Yeah, I was going to say that's pretty much what happened to me in Bristol the other week. Like,
yeah. What, like purposely, or just someone give you it and you just didn't know till afterwards?
Well, I found out pretty shortly afterwards, but like fucking
yeah.
There wasn't a great deal of spike in it going on. Like, I did not ask what it was. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of willingness for anything.
It's just like I've had a load of fucking pints and like fucking I've done me bars now, and like I don't have to remember the shit I've been spending a week trying to fucking memorise.
Oh, that must be the hardest part of battle rap, having to do something new every time. We're peddling out the same shit, like you say, 20.
Yeah, I watched them, and have you ever just winged it completely?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
Like, just got, where the fuck is this coming from?
Yeah,
because it is all prepared. So you get told who you're going to go up against, don't you? And you just try and, or have you really got like raps to sort of ready to go?
It is like theoretically, everyone who's doing it now should have some like really good tailored material that they've got locked in. But I'm lazy as fuck, and I get pissed and I forget stuff like I'm considered like, you know, like an all right freestyler, and really I'm just shit at preparing. I'm like,
Kyle Legacy.
Yeah, just
the comic who doesn't write anything.
Like I think I'm a shite freestyler, but I'm just in the situation where I have to do it a lot because I got nothing.
Fight off.
But I'm better these days.
Is it also sort of performance to get you through though? Like, you know, if you can just make the crowd like you.
Well, like, because people are like so used to like shit that someone's been spending months like working on. Yeah. Then fucking if you're talking about something that you could have only thought up just then, it doesn't have to be as good. Like, you know, like fucking if you're just cunting off something he said
in the room or something. Yeah.
You know, if you just sort of like if they're talking about something, some aspect of your personality, and say, well, you paying attention to that means you're a fucking homo or something. It's not good, but because. Fucking like he's like fucking spent ages like fucking trying to break you down and fucking establish these things about your fucking character, and you've just fucking went, you're a twat, but just done it in a relevant way with some like wordplay that was relevant to what they were doing.
Right? Yeah.
You've kind
what
of
they're
like,
wearing or something.
Yeah, you've kind of like made a selling point of the fact that this cunt's trying really hard and you just don't give a shit about him.
How much? So, you know, when you get told, you say we were battling next, how much in advance you get told you're battling on average?
Fucking.
Because I bet it depends on how professional your setup is.
Yeah, fucking. So some stuff's like booked months in advance now, but I was on like Mickey Worthless's league, King of the Ronalds, when I started out. Yeah. And I fucking found out on fucking Monday. And like, fucking, I started writing on Wednesday. And it was fucking it was like every week.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by it.
How much do you like get from them? So you just got to go and do your own research, or is there a given sort of not? Because I've so you know when you see them comedy roast battles on telly, you get given a sheet, with information about the person. So like when comics are battles here's a thing that'd be funny to pick out and like joke about, and then you can go and do your own research as well. And then you got to submit your jokes to them ones though, But how much on battle rap is it? Right, here's some things we can talk about. Here's me, here's you. Let's go away. And how much is it just? Because I'd be a company. I just know I'd just turn all my social media off and everything. Like, you wouldn't find me like for a week if you're going to battle me.
That's the thing, though. Like, people who've been doing it for years, like fucking, like we all kind of know each other, and we've been around each other, and we've been pissed up cunts in front of each other, and like, and like fucking, like, you know, they've probably seen like battles where you've had a shit time, and they've seen, that fucking worked on him, did it?
Yeah.
And like fuck, and
I've seen
it's a lot of fucking that, but like my problem is now I've been so used to that because I've been doing it 8 years. That fucking, like, I just haven't had to do the slightest bit of fucking research or thinking because it's always been someone I know. And like now there's like new people who are getting kind of good, and I'm battling them, and fucking I don't know who they are, and I'm too lazy to fucking research them. But like they've only just got into it after watching me make a cunt of myself for like 5 years on YouTube. And, like, you get some mad ones, like, he doesn't battle anymore now. A guy from Sheffield called Milky.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fucking decent when he did it, like, sound like he had to quit because of work. And, fucking, like,
what does he do?
In a bank, but like...
That's mad! I just can't imagine, when I've seen how aggressive these... Because now you say that you're all friends and that, like, because some of them were so aggressive I've gone... They're getting right in each other's faces, and I'm going like, because there's some of them not like each other, because it seems like it's like all getting a bit, was it all for show?
A lot of it's very fake, but the thing is, you do get some people who, like, you know, they want to be like taking it offline and just like sort of cunting them off on social media where it's not even battling, and like they'll end up like actually pissing people off then.
Right.
But the thing is, like, you know, if you really fucking like couldn't fucking stand someone. Like, you know, you're not gonna go, right, I fucking hate you, let's do this gig together.
That's what I mean. You couldn't be arsed battling someone you actually dislike, because I mean, spending time with them, I imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably the worst thing to battle them as well, because you'll take it too personally.
That's what I mean.
And you do fucking like sometimes I will have to like fucking wind myself up about someone, like, because that's what I do. I have to like fucking think about it visually and like that sort of thing. But like I was saying, this lad Milky, like fucking, like, this is an example of some of the, like me great uncle Albert Dunlop, played in fucking
tennis player.
No, fucking at Everton. Right. He played for Everton in goal. Like first ever game for the Busby Babes, and like legendarily bit of a cunt, and he was like. Like, speed was
legendary, bit of a cunt.
and like, he was a bit of a wheeler dealer, and like this when like speed was legal, like Dexedrine and shit. Yeah. And he was supplying the rest of the team, like the year when Everton won, and he had a full round about that, like. So I'm just standing there, like, I think he said it in the last round, and I'd gone first, and also I couldn't even like put a response to it. He's just there going about what my great uncle did, like.
Have you ever battled O'Shea?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
What do you think of him?
Yeah, he's fucking class, like, fucking...
He seems like somebody that doesn't do it and he just goes, oh, fuck it, I'll just do it on the night. Like, he seems like he doesn't really give a shit when I've seen him battle.
Yeah, he doesn't have fucking loads prepared. Like,
he takes all the glamour out of it, O'Shea.
But like the big battles
doing the trolleys in Summerfield,
the ones that have done really well, he's had some fucking like shockers, like, and all like. But if that's what's going to happen, if you're going to like go, if you're going to like sort of, it's essentially like doing crowd work. Not everyone's thing's going to be the big fucking viral clip. Sometimes you're just going to make a cunt of yourself.
You ever thought about battle rapping?
Fuck no.
See, have you never even thought, you said when you watched it, you thought, I wonder if I could do that?
No.
No, you've never thought you could.
That's impressive. I'm not going to do it. It's like when you see, X Games when you were like a kid.
I think I'd be scared to do it from what I've seen. It looks like an intimidating environment.
Yeah, like you'd want to cry.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be so scared of crying. I'd be like, no.
With red stripes.
Have you had a fight and you're full of adrenaline?
This is a proper insight into comics minds, isn't it? It's like, we get up on stage and like try to make people laugh. We're really fragile.
That's what it is. I'd be like, oh, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't get a cob on. Don't get so angry that you cry.
Yeah. I think that's why I used to look at it like you seem like you're never fearful on there, no.
Nah, fucking like the events are like fucking like 6 hours and you're drinking together the whole time, like,
right?
You're only fucking like rapping at each other for fucking 20 minutes.
It's
when I've been to a few places, like when I've done gigs in America, I thought like fucking hell, this is a bit.
It's gonna spill over,
but. Well, no, it's just like fucking my paranoia walking up there, like battled in like Flatbush in Brooklyn, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you get on? Win.
Yeah.
Get in there, Kinnel. Get in.
Fucking like my
You
favourite.
body him.
Yeah.
You're just saying words you know,
yeah.
He was like a Jewish guy with like a speech impediment, and I called him Schindler's Lisp.
Right, nice. Did that go down a storm, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine.
You just called him it, did you? Or was it in a bar?
I had a bit of a fucking setup for it, like. But...
Which he just walked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List. Look at him.
Weren't even battling him. He was behind the fucking bar.
Also, I love the fact that you asked him about his face, like he's going to own up to that. Like, the guy researched his great uncle, right? So someone's going to watch this clip and like, if he admits to any vulnerability, he's fucked at the next battle.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking, I was thinking that because like two of the biggest like fucking like 2-on-2 team,
Yeah.
like probably in the like that have come from that have come from the UK, and like the like definitely probably top 3 2-on-2 teams ever in the world.
Yeah.
Is like Shufflety and Marlowe.
Yeah, I watch them all the time.
Yeah, and it's fucking what should we call it? Marlowe's fucking Tegan. It was his like
Oh,
brother.
fuck off.
Fuck
Tegan
off.
Marlowe's brother's Marlowe.
Yeah,
I don't know who Marlowe is, but like, fuck off, really.
Is that real? That's true.
Yeah, and
Tegan's got it.
And she never said that.
so now that
Their family's wild.
so now there's a fucking 2-hour video of his sister going on about her whole phase online, like
Yeah. And our dad does Shakespeare in the garden on his own. Fuck.
Oh, wow. Her family's wild. Has she got any more family that does
She
something
never told us
crazy?
that.
fucking I don't know. I'll probably fucking baited up Marlowe. He's probably been strictly instructed not to say that.
Would
like,
Marlowe come on this?
Well, let's ask Tegan.
yeah.
Yeah, true, yeah.
When you get them both on.
Yeah.
We should do. Yeah. Like,
Oh, so is he a big battle rapper? Like,
I don't know.
fucking
Him,
like,
him and Shovelty are like incredible. Like, got big
Right.
numbers.
Yeah, they fucking did a thing for King of the Dot over in LA, and like at the event, it was one that was like Drake was involved with, and Drake came up to them outside the event and goes, "You are my favorite battle rappers."
Yeah. But they performed for Drake at a private party.
did they?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Shovelty's the one that Rob Mulholland beat in his battle rap.
Right.
But it was one of them where it's like, so you can imagine Shovelty put no effort in whatsoever.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to body him, and Robert spent like 3 months working on it.
And it was like in fucking hot water. And
Yeah,
all,
it was in hot water, and he was like,
Home game for Rob.
and I
Home
think
game.
Shovelty had tried to do a couple of open spots at the time. So Rob was
Right.
giving it the all, I can do what you do, you can't do what I do.
Right.
It's like, all right, mate, it's been 2 weeks that he started comedy. Give it a year and let's see how he gets on.
Is he
He's
giving up stand-up?
I don't know. I know he's got a big. I know his podcast is quite big, and he wrote a book, hasn't he? About
Right.
He battled Thingy recently. The big mank one. What's his name?
I don't know.
Shotty.
Shotty. Yeah.
Oh, Shotty Horror, is that a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking like I was like #1 contenders. Don't flop match with Shufflety, and I fucking lost that.
Did you?
Yeah, man.
He's
Fucking,
just.
I forgot about 4 bars like really early on into me what should we call it, first round.
Can you not get your phone on?
And I didn't know that it was only 4 bars. I thought I'd forgotten like half the fucking verse. And like I convinced myself that I'd lost like fucking like really soon into it, and like all the nuance went. I was just like, fucking hell. Now I've got one of the best people in the world at cutting people off. Going to be cutting me off for half an hour, and I've already fucking lost.
I'm fascinated.
That's in me fucking head. So if you look up, there's no nuance there. I'm doing. I'm like really aggressive in that one. It's just 'cause I'm like, fuck.
Right.
Just want to go outside and have a fucking
like,
cig.
Yeah, give up
Have
now.
you ever just died?
Loads of times.
So that can happen.
Yeah.
So literally, you're facing someone, they're getting laughs and they're getting people getting excited, and you're just nothing, just no energy. The crowd go. Yeah. You've had that for whole battle.
Fucking, it feels different in your head, like, because like
Right.
I fucking like watch videos back where I was convinced that people were just what should we call it, just staring at me in disgusting that you could hear a pin drop, and there's like people laughing and reacting when I watch the video back.
Yeah.
But like, if that video wasn't, that's not how it was in my head.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like when you're
fucking,
bombing.
it's weird how your head works, because we did a thing where like Fool's Gold tattoo, and fucking some bit of Liverpool, I don't know what bit. But like we did a video for Don't Flop while we were doing like rap battles, like while we were getting tattoos done there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like I battled a lad called GEE from Birkenhead, and like like Boski and Hulk battled someone and all. And like what we noticed is like fucking you don't feel the like I only had it on my arm, so it wasn't a painful place or nothing. But you don't feel it at all while you were rapping and cunting the other guy off. Well, like there's about 20 people in the shop watching, and when you're there getting tattooed and someone's cunting you off and everyone's laughing at how good they are at calling you a cunt, fucking like the tattoo was really fucking painful. It's like fucking all in your head.
So this sounds really exciting and all that stuff, right? But does it pay?
No, fuck all. I really fucked up getting into it. Like I've been doing it 8 years.
I was going to ask that. How do you end? How old are you now? Can I ask?
Fucking 43 now.
So 8 years. So 35. You got. See, that seems like late for getting into a battle rap. Like, sort of, did you always want to do it?
I was always kind of into it, like, but I used to like be like DJing drum and bass and that, and I kind of got too old for that, like, and like,
aged out you one job
the
into
fucking
another.
battle rap events are in the fucking afternoon. I could do one in fucking London and be fucking in my own bed.
I know what you're saying because I watched them battle rap events and you said it's like 6 hours. Sometimes I'll be like, them cunts have stood there for 5 hours. The feet must be fucking killing them. Just fucking, I'd be a terrible audience member now. I'd just be there like, nothing to fucking lean on or something. I need to take the weight off my feet.
So do you have like the last battle rap is the big guys? Do you have like a big match or?
It depends, like, because like sometimes like fucking like we have a thing called like battle rap time. Shit just does not run on time, like.
Right.
So you get a point where like you know the third battle on will be the really big one that everyone's paid to see. Yeah. And like the fucking like the last 2 battles will literally like be after we've been kicked out the venue, just in the car.
Oh God.
I love them ones though.
Right. Okay.
How does the money work then?
Well, it depends. Like sometimes you'll do something that's a bigger thing, like you know just to get a bit of attention. Sometimes, like, you know, where you're the sort of draw, you'll get a bit of cash for it. But, you know, you're doing like I'm never doing more than 1 a month. So even if it's like a fucking couple of ton, it's getting fucking drunk before I make it back to my bed.
Yeah.
Right.
At
So
fucking midnight.
You're doing it for the love and the fun of it.
Yeah, I really fucked up there. Like,
is there many eyes on it? It's like Shuffle Tea or Shotty and that. Well, it was, and then it belly, didn't it?
It?
Well, I think it's on a comeback now, like, but they had troubles, didn't they? There was a controversy.
Oh.
Yeah. So the eyes on it.
I think what eventually fucking, like, some of these, like, really big podcasts, I think they're going to end up, like, in a similar way to, like I'm not going to talk about, like, the actual breakdown of what happened.
Yeah.
Fucking Don't Flop. And like, because there's a lot went round about fucking whose fault it was, and there was a lot of fucking blame from different parties. But the thing was, they wanted to finish like Don't Flop ages before they did.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was just a thing that like fucking 2 lads in uni, like one of them had a camera and they were into rapping. Like just started it, just ended up going super big, and like different people came on. And it was just people who were involved in the events. Like it'd just be like one guy who used to go there a lot. Like, you know, he becomes the cameraman. He becomes a really good cameraman. And the fucking like social media managers, like a guy who was just posting the forum a lot.
Yeah.
And like fucking, so that's how everyone came together. But you know, if it's all the people you meet when you're dead young, you're gonna end up fucking pissed off after you've been with them.
Yeah.
But like they
Especially
had this idea
when money
to,
gets
like,
involved.
Because like all that got involved before they'd even
monetize and all that. Then it's like, I want to get paid for this now, and then it's all.
I don't want to go back to getting 200 quid a month.
Yeah.
They were going to finish it in like They were going to finish it in like do this tour called the Raise the Bar tour, where they just go to like fucking everywhere they want to go in the fucking UK. We just could have like a big ace tour and call it a day. But the problem was the tour went too fucking well.
Right.
Right.
It went too fucking well. So I thought, we'll have another big birthday event. Like, and like, this is the best birthday event ever. Like, we're going to have to do one next year. So we're going to have to do something for the meantime. Yeah. And we're going to need some smaller gigs so we can get some new guys coming through. And like, fucking, there was a lot of people that had like sort of, that had like mentally checked out of like, right, we'll do this and end on the high point. but it was too successful for anyone to stop. Like,
yeah. Too good to walk away from the money. But that's it. They seem to be like the only ones that were making money, sort of thing. Because like the events, like you say, there's only one event a month, and then there's not really enough money for everyone to share it, is there? Like, because Don't Flop put the event on. I should say like 200 people went to see it.
More than that, there wasn't there. The ones I've seen, they look rammed.
Yeah, they look like massive theatres, don't they?
Like
how many?
Yeah. There's flipping a lot of small events.
How much?
But
The
the thing
ticket
was, you had
usually?
like you'd have like people that would like sort of sponsoring things behind the scenes, like you know, as well, because like it was really viral. So like when every fucking battle was doing,
That's what I mean. Because like it went,
and like there was people that had like just like put up a few hundred to like fucking fly over their like favorite American battle rapper to like battle.
Yeah.
And like then you've suddenly got this stacked lineup of internationals and shit.
Is there ever a thing where, so like comics, a lot of older comics and fucking even us now, feel like, fuck, we've got to try and find a way while everything's booming to get ourselves sort of out there. So with those podcasting, is there ever a thing with the battle rappers? Because like there was a time when everyone was like sort of massive, but the battle rappers feel like they missed the boat by not sort of monetizing themselves away from battle rap. You know why you had an audience sort of thing? Yeah. Because you still had from Leeds who'd like, he seemed to got loads of hype and then just, I've never seen him since.
Like Lunacy?
Lunacy, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's been knocking about with Danny, you know.
Danny McLaughlin?
Yeah.
Has he? But like, he at one point, he was huge.
Yeah, but like, he was like sort of huge in battle rap, but like...
Yeah, but it's a captive audience, isn't it, to try and get people away from to something else. You know the way you got your movie podcast?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people in battle rap are sitting there thinking, fuck, if we'd only started something 5 years ago when Don't Flop was huge, we'd have been able to sort of 5 years later have something of our own over here, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people get into it. Like if you're on the biggest league, like I mean, like sort of the biggest league for attendance is probably like Premier Battles, or whatever now, and like fucking, you could be like an acceptable shithouse on the biggest fucking league, and like you just bowl it up to every event, and every event's sold out. It's not you that sold it out. We've got a sold-out fucking crowd cheering for you. You think, oh, yes, I am on this fucking wave.
Yeah, but in reality, none of them are asked about you.
Yeah, like, as soon as you fucking, like there was a point, like not so long ago when, like, fucking, like, a lot of battlers were, like, trying to do their own fucking merch, and, like, you'd only ever see that one battler in it. So you used to having, like, crowds cheering for him.
Yeah.
I suppose trying to promote anything though is like, it's difficult. Like, how would you? I don't really know how big did they get before like it went under? Because I don't know. Is the once you've seen, like, I only sort of I give like a little like spade of watching them. I'll be a spade or whatever the word is. Like, I'll watch a few of them, and then I won't watch them at all. And then I do enjoy them, but I'm not like a fan. I'd like to go and watch one, I think, but then the way you're talking about, it's just like, it's just two guys turning up with mates, and then I thought there was a bit more animosity to it. I think that's probably like UFC though, isn't it? Yeah, the UFC is the theatre of it, isn't it? Like, you want to feel like there is an element of hatred between the two people. Because if there isn't, you're like, well, actually, you're not really, although you know it's fake.
Yeah, that's the only time where comedy roast battles are probably truer than all the fucking rap battles or wrestling or UFC, because them two comics on the side hate each other. Whether they're best mates or not, they've bitched about each other to death.
Yeah.
That's the thing with it though, is like fucking what I like doing is not what's popular now. Because there's like a really, really hardcore fan base who like fucking like they've watched every battle from everyone coming up. They know who everyone is, and they'll think like this guy definitely beat this guy, and they're like that invested. So like the people who are battling and trying to get the judge decisions, they're fucking like sort of pitching their material at these fuckers who also know everything about the cunt. So it's not as much just, you know, it's mum joke time. Your mum's got a tattoo with the Umbro sign.
Yeah.
Because like those fucking hardcore are the people that are going to be like standing.
Whose is that?
O'Shea's.
Is it?
No, that's Pedro.
Is it? That's a good one.
Wow.
Fucking Pedro's great. He's
it's
fucking...
mum joke time. Your mum's got a tattoo of the Umbros. I love that.
Pedro's like fucking like he's my favourite battle rapper of all time. Like little London Scally. Like he's just a genius at fucking freestyling, but he's just so chaotic. Like he just I love it. Some of the things he comes out with are just incredible. One of the favourite things I've ever heard anyone say.
Time. Your mum's got a tattoo of the Umbros. I love that. I really do.
I've got a heart stone like a garden gnome.
What has he got any other? I don't think he'll top that one for me. I think that's one of the funniest
Just let
things.
that one sit for
I just love that one.
I think I've seen it, Red.
I think he's just like,
mum joke time.
Mum joke time.
Your mum got a tattoo with an Ambrose sign.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah, but that's it, because it's just like fucking like one line. It's
people like, because people have a go at Shuffle and Marlowe, Shuffle T and Marlowe a little bit, don't they? So, your only joke. You're always only trying to be funny. It's like,
oh no, I think
you've got to try and be serious as well, otherwise they don't like
that's
that.
That's the thing, like, because like their whole like most people like try and drag something out to a whole round.
Yeah,
and like the genius is either like what Shuffle T and Marlowe do, whereas they'll drag it out way further than it should go, and it becomes hilarious because it's become this much bigger thing. And the other thing that's genius is just being fucking Pedro and saying it in one line that you didn't even fucking write.
Is it do you get a lot of copycats in it? Because like what we have in comedy, every generation just sort of copies. Like, so now you get loads of open spots copying James Acaster. When I started, everyone was trying to copy Stuart Lee. Yeah, and then like just as it goes, a generation just decides to copy somebody else.
Ones will be copying me.
Yeah.
So do you get people like trying to copy like Shuffle T and Marlowe just because they've seen the success in them, or?
There's been a fair few over the years like that they've tried to do that style, but the problem is like Shuffle T and Marlowe's thing is like they are the fucking tightest and best with the timing. So if you do, you
can tell they practice a lot, them too.
Yeah, so if you do like a half-assed version of it, it's going to be fucking shit.
Yeah.
So like you can't really break through like that, and there's like definitely like a lot of formula into like what goes at the minute. Like for ages, it's always got to be referencing the newest Netflix thing or the newest fucking Marvel thing.
Oh, so there's hack battle rappers is to like, ugh.
Yeah, and like well, the thing is, like, fucking sometimes some of the stuff that's like hack is like really popular at the time.
Yeah, that's all. That's
but like now I'm like the fucking like older better cunt that can that could see like all these popular people are actually just doing something really hack, and I've got to wait for it to become universally accepted.
Well, I thought the whole point of it is when you say like people are having to go at people writing jokes or something. Like that's the whole, when the best bars and the best reactions are the funny word playing it. Like that's
no, because in America it's a different culture. In Britain,
well, actually, I've seen
we've always reacted to that the best. But in America, it's all about the serious, fucking how clever you can tell someone you're gonna kill them, and like over here, because the diehards want to be like the Yanks. They like all this. They try and like all the stuff the Yanks like.
It's more Americanized with the style now, like
especially like the diehards and all that. They want to be like, say the way I kind of felt sort of thing. Like you probably end up trying to be too like the Yanks watching it because you're trying to make yourself
right. Because that's the difference. That's the difference I've noticed between when I've watched the UK ones and I've watched the American ones. The American ones are like slower and more serious and a bit more like, the fuck is this? Just like, and they get up saying, and then you get O'Shea talking about Asda, and then it's just like
shit on a show.
Have you seen that Filipino battle rapper? Just like
fucking like the biggest like market for fucking battle rap in the world, like most views and fucking like most attendance is the fucking Philippines, and it's all in like Tagalog.
Hell.
And it's
all in where?
Philippines?
Yeah.
No, but where did you say Tagalog? Did you say?
Yeah, I can't remember what it is.
Philippines,
like,
got the best battle
they
rappers.
speak over there, like that language is bigger for battle rap than England. Because it's something like, like it's a pretty high percentage of the entire population of the Philippines like watches battle rap. Like,
mad.
And like fucking.
I've seen the Philippines battle rap, and it's like it's just funny as fuck.
Like all
in my head,
what
like,
do they
say the same word but in like different syntax?
Hang on. So on a Filipino battle rap,
They would be talking Filipino,
Right?
So you can see them getting dead angry, but because of our
It's just
our innate racism,
Yeah,
because of our innate racism, you just laugh at them going, no, and you're like, oh, look at you crazy Chinaman. It's like the Filipino stuff.
Like, his eyes are popping out like he wants to murder the cunt.
Right.
Like, you're like, this just sounds funny. So high These funny noises to me.
So that's how he's shouting to the back of the chippy. Like,
they got millions of views, like fucking like all like the top, all like the biggest pop music.
yeah.
In the Philippines is like hip hop, and like even if you're like the top fucking biggest album seller out there, you got to fucking be battling and fucking.
Wow.
So it's like fucking it's like all the top level fucking chart stars have to be fucking proving themselves in the ring.
How many
records?
How many actual chart stars over here with decent battle rappers? Because the Pro Green was meant to be a decent one, wasn't he?
Yeah, in the fucking jump off era.
Or which is what, like shit areas that is?
Jump off era is when it was like supposedly all freestyle. This was, it was like that was when people were sneaking into the writtens, like sort of don't flop is the point when people just said fuck it, like we're admitting
we write it, yeah.
And like you know
what about
what's called? There was still a lot of freestyle. He was big in there. Pro Green, like fucking Riz Ahmed, did all right. Fucking presented the Oscars and shit, and fucking
Did Dizzy Rascal, was he a battle rapper?
No, it was grime clashing, like.
Yeah, because I remember like my mate was really into grime in uni, and like he used to tell me about like Dizzy had just gone pop, and he was like, "Oh, you don't respect this guy enough from where he's come from." I was like, "Why?" And all that. And then he showed me some like the clashes, and about how someone like. He just showed me battle clashes and like the way someone was rapping at Dizzy, like about how he was going to shoot him and stab him and that, and like this fella's going, "I need a holiday, holiday, holiday," and he's like there's just a lad going, "You should have got shot that time, and man didn't have his gat that time." And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
I like it when you see one of them get the first guy go, and he's being aggressive, and he's doing well, and he's smashing it, and I'm looking at the other guy going, there's no way he can come back from this. And then he goes, and it's like, oh, he's smashing it as well. Like, you see one guy start, you're thinking, God, this is so aggressive, and he's nailing him here. And then he just looks like, there's no way he can come back from this. And then he smashed it, and I just love it.
Was there any end game when you started it, or was it just, I like it, I'm going to go and...
Like fucking... I was always...
like, we only got into comedy to be rich, us two.
Yeah, I was always, like, doing a bit of rapping, because, like, when I was DJing, it was drum and bass, like, sometimes, like... Fucking, we'd have a shit MC or something, or the MC wouldn't show up, so I'd do a bit on the mic there.
Right.
So I was looking to do something with that. I was like trying not to be like in the raves on fucking drugs every fucking weekend. Like, so I started doing like just like.
You want to start pirate radio?
Just like
now?
rap verses at like a spoken word night, and fucking like I didn't have like enough material for doing like spoken word open mic, so I used to just like kind of like take the piss with the audience and that, like kind of like shit crowd work, just because I didn't have enough fucking material. But like I started doing a bit of that around Wrexham and like doing like gigs up and down. And like we did one in Nottingham, and like this guy there who had a league clocks and goes like, "You're definitely into battle rap, you. Do you want to go at this?" And like someone had asked me if I wanted to have a go at stand-up comedy around the same time, so I thought I'm going to pick one of these
and stick with it.
Yeah, and fucking like I went completely
made the wrong choice.
I could still be running like some really good shit that I fucking thought up 6 years ago now, man. I'm fucking gutted.
It's never too late. It's never too late. There's like 17 gigs in Manchester every night. So
but he's 43 now.
I'm fucking knackered, man.
Why are you trying to stop him entering into?
Because he's 43.
I'm fucking knackered now, and like it's not like normally when people start off comedy, they've probably got a few fucking ideas.
Yeah, but you'll be ahead of them in a bit.
I've recycled all those ideas into battles, and they've gone shit. And
but you're tired and world weary, so that gives you 7 years on a new comic.
Yeah.
How old are you?
29.
Oh,
29?
okay, so right.
You were well younger than that.
No, just look at.
Yeah, I thought you were younger than 29. But yeah, so I reckon if you started at like 43 and stand up, compared to a 20-year-old, you get 6 years over them just for living that much harder.
Sort of thing,
I like fucking like I said, I've like recycled every idea. I've got one idea for a fucking premise, and like
for a joke.
Just say it on stage.
Don't let them know. Just fucking leave it.
Do it.
It's too late now.
You two could be mates and go around together.
We are mates.
Just leave it. Don't want to be 48 getting your first paid gig.
How long have you been going?
It'll be 2 years next month.
That was what you said, didn't you? Fucking hell, you're so... I'm saying, we gigged together, and then I just couldn't believe how much further on he was.
After 2 years.
Like, I thought he was
still down your
yeah,
arse
like,
then,
I was still, like, he's, like, smashing it, and I'm like, oh, my God. Like,
yeah, you are
just
further on than
tanked.
I ever was at 2 years.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
so
with all the,
hopefully what'll happen is you'll plateau
That's what I'm
earlier,
hoping as well.
and you'll get miserable and
Same.
bitter, and then...
Then you'll quit.
and then you'll be a good comic, and then you'll get to the next level.
But that's why there hasn't been like many people who've like people have like gone to do like viral things and video things from battle rap, but no one's really gone to stand up. But the reason for that, like, I mean, look at Shuffle. Like, he did a couple of like fucking like open mics and that, and fucking and so he's had to go from like, you know, oh yeah, I've just been flown over to LA. And fucking Drake's come up to me to say like I'm his favorite fucking battle rapper, and fucking like thousands of people are cheering me. Then you've got to do your fucking...
Down your ass with the 6 comics.
Yeah, with your first ever open mic.
And you know one of them's waiting to go, it's not hard and it doesn't rhyme, is it, mate? It's a lot harder if it can't rhyme.
Have you noticed one thing as well? You know, when you do watch a battle rap, like if you were to, like, the only equivalence we have in comedy is a roast battle. Like when there's a roast battle, the other comic always pretends to laugh and enjoy the other person's jokes.
Yeah.
But in a battle rap where the guy's being told to get murdered and she's just like...
Yeah, straight faced.
Yeah.
Because you got to try and like... They say you're trying to win over the audience.
Yeah, there's a lot of bravado
You're trying to
involved.
look like, oh, I'm a good guy. I'm laughing at jokes. I can take the piss. I remember Hot Water's done one time when Dope Plot was getting big and trying to like jump on the hype of that, and O'Shea was hosting it, and I battled Adam Rushton, who we've never really got on. Just sort of like very opposing people, and like it's just nasty. It was just like I think we had 2 minutes, 3 rounds, 2 minutes each round, and I realised I've just been horrible. And he was just being shit. He just called me fat 3 times, and I was going on about his dad dying and his ma being an alcoholic, and like his brother going missing all the time, and just being like, "This is why you like the way you are, because no one's ever loved you."
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I love that. Fucking me next battle in a
horrible.
couple of weeks in fucking Glasgow, and I can't wait because like Glasgow, we're right back to that.
When are you on in Glasgow?
None of this Americanized shit.
When are you on in Glasgow?
It's the. I can't remember what it's called. It's called the fucking Grand or something like.
This month or next month?
In 2 weeks, like.
Right.
It's an afternoon thing in the same day as the fucking Have a Word, if anyone's going that, like, so.
Right. Same venue as Have a Word?
No, fucking hell. Absolutely not, like.
The car park of Have a Word's venue.
Fucking battling Big Mellow D from Falkirk.
Big Mellow D?
Yeah, we're not in the O2, funnily enough, like. But yeah, it's like, oh, I'm in Glasgow and he's fat. Fucking yes. That's my research for it. Like,
he's fat and he's Scottish. I hope he does drugs. Get in.
He's fat. In Glasgow.
Yeah, that's the problem. Last time I was fucking in Glasgow, like me first. I was battling this guy called Jinx, and like sometimes like flipping like Glasgow crowds don't want you like coming up there and then like just using Scottish stereotypes. But in my defence, he did used to be on heroin.
Right.
I had so many heroin jokes. like saying, oh, you inject the heroin into the fucking Dick vein of your battered Mars bar and things like that. And like Glasgow didn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I can see why comics don't battle rap, you know. That shit is hurtful as fuck, bro. Like,
that's why I can't do, because I just end up being nasty. Like, I can't do roast battles and that, because I can't do jokes. I said it's just me being nasty.
Yeah, some people are really good at making it really playful and like funny, but I'm just like, I just come across as like a really horrible.
I can't, because it doesn't come across as a joke to me. I'm just saying something that's true that I think is you're going to be sensitive about.
Yeah,
that's
I
all
feel
I'm
like
trying
if
to
you
do.
know the person, like, and you don't hate them, I feel like it might be easier. But like if you don't,
Maybe,
if you don't know them and you're like indifferent,
I think I'm too competitive. I'm just there thinking I've got to make this person cry, so I've won. That's what I go through in my head. Like, this person has to cry because then I've won. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I'd shut down everything about myself. Like, I wouldn't. There's nothing to come out that they.
So you wouldn't tell, like, if they give you a shit, you would let.
I'd either lie on it or I just wouldn't give it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like fucking like one thing I've got from like watching more comedy is like I try and find like try and get the exact opposite of like what I should be doing.
Yeah.
Like I recently battled this guy called Danny Jack, who's a good friend of mine, like, And like he had a bit of controversy when he put on this event for like Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And the money from the event didn't fuck the pay-per-view.
Went to White Lives.
Went to White Lives.
Ku Klux Klan.
He is black, but yeah, that is what happened. But the money got there, and he chucks a bit more, so it was all sorted. But after that, everyone was like, you were a cunt, you stole all this charity money. So like, I'm thinking like what? So like, I did a compliment round about like, I think it's good that you did that, because just 'cause it's the complete opposite of like fucking like that's the worst possible premise. Now how do I like argue this case like give myself an impossible thing to argue and try and find that like.
See, that's like a comics way of thinking, though. Like I'm going to say something that audience going to hate, and then I'll win them over. Whereas I think, like I say, I've got more of a let's make this cunt cry. Let's see if I can make him kill himself at the end of this.
Have you managed to achieve that?
I only ever done it once. It was just horrific.
See,
like I say, he just done 3 minutes of fat jokes, and I think I said before we even started, I just went, "This is all gonna be fat jokes, by the way." And then he was like, "Oh, have you just done that?" Like because I said it before we even started rapping. I just said to the audience, "By the way, this is all gonna be fat jokes."
Yeah.
And that's all it was. Like he brought donuts with him and everything, and like he threw one at me, and I think he thought I was gonna naturally catch it. And I was like, looked at it, and he was like. You like look at me going, "Will you help me out here?" Or something. And I was like, "Yeah, you're Mars and alcoholic."
See, that's the thing. That the fucking defense games, like fucking like as important, and like no one gives a credit. You can have all the writing in the world, but if you look like you're losing,
yeah,
everyone's just gonna look at you and think this cunt's getting beaten. And even if you've got fucking like way better material, just because the audience have like seen you like fucking look like you're losing, and like fucking like. Then when it comes out on video, they'll be like, "What? Why did everyone think that he won?" Because the camera isn't pointing at you, going, "Oh."
I think that's why comics laugh. You know, I think it's a defense mechanism more than anything.
Yeah, it's to win the audience over.
Just to go, yeah, this is great.
Yeah, so the audience think that it's
like you. I think it's a funny joke too.
You've got to admire the artistry.
Yeah, absolutely not for me though.
Yeah, I can't do roast battles.
It's all tricks, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it, like fucking like as it's gone on, like there's more fucking like technique to it, and I think it like that sort of come from like the American style of comedy as well, innit? Like like how people structure things now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone's trying to be a yank now. Everyone's trying to have opinions. Like over here, everyone's doing that. Sometimes I make jokes about things even I don't agree with, and it's like, all right, sound yeah.
Oh, I've 100% nicked that. Like fucking like I'll just say. Like fucking, I'll just completely change the subject of what I'm doing and just like fucking blame Dr. Fauci and vaccines for things like just because it's funny to me that it's fucking like hasn't been relevant for ages.
You know what annoys me, right, is when people get a bit too like flipping academic with certain things. Yeah, like you just sit and start breaking stuff down. It's like the way that word that you use and all that shit. And you're like, just shut the fuck up. Like I just said something and that was it.
Yeah,
mate.
just
like,
be
just leave it.
Funny,
exactly. Don't fucking sit there and like fucking break down.
Is that what the open mic circuit's like at the minute?
I enjoy it.
People trying to break down. Oh, I love the way that he changed that word for it. Fuck off. Just said it different because I panicked, you tit.
Yeah, that's...
pretend there's an art to this shite.
That's where I lie, though, and just fully go, I can't believe you noticed that. Just like fucking big myself up. I'm a fucking artist.
Be funny, innit? Say something funny. That's the advice. Say something funny.
People have said to me a couple of times, I love the way, like, in your controversial jokes, you're always on the right side of the materials. Like, it's just because I'm trying to piss my mates off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is. My mates have probably all been toxic in a WhatsApp group, so I've gone the opposite way to wind them all up, and I've ended up thinking that'd be quite funny.
Who's going to get up on stage in front of, like, quite a sizable amount of people and then be on the wrong side of the fucking argument anyway? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
That's it. That's what
like getting on the wrong side of an argument. What like in terms of? So say you went up there and say you were trying to defend something.
Like starting with a horrible point. Like,
so defend something that's horrific.
Well, you can defend something, but like even for example, that joke that we had that was similar, whereas you was what a time to be alive.
Oh, the joke that you very kindly spoke out on stage and put us at a cliff for me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, that joke, that's on the right. Well, you're not saying. I'm saying I'd suck a woman's cock, but I wouldn't lick a man's minge because that's a bit gay.
I don't think there's a right or wrong side to
Well,
that.
that's well, it is, though, isn't it?
That's just personal preference.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying there is I'm accepting that a woman can have a cock. So I'm publicly going out there and saying a woman can have a cock and a man can have a minge, and that's why slicking a man's minge is gay. So I'm technically being on like the sort of lefty liberal side, whereas what you say is what a time to be alive. I can suck a woman's cock or eat a man's pussy, and then yeah. So you again,
Simon, what is he doing there?
What do you mean?
Like he's literally breaking down his own joke there. About 2 minutes ago, we were like, "Fucking hate him."
Because he needs to defend his joke thing. He needs to give his joke theft an angle, so it's just like, oh, it's just, I just sit here and go, yeah, it's just joke theft and carry on.
Does that happen a lot?
between us,
like just generally joke theft. Does that happen a lot on the circuit?
No, I don't
not
think so.
not genuine theft. People can be very easily inspired.
Oh, okay.
That happens a lot. Like people will be like, "Oh, that topic seems to be getting big laughs. I'll write a bit about that topic," and it just always suddenly becomes very similar.
I think you can get in your head about stuff like that, especially now with clips and the need for putting out content. Is that if you start to become precious about everything, it'll fuck with you. You hear one word in anyone's set, and you think, I say that word as well.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh, you can't think like this. So even though you might see it and suspect it and go, I just think I gigged with them recently, I said this, and then they use one word or two words, and you think, oh, there's a slight, tiny bit of an angle. You're thinking, but you can't. You just fuck with yourself there because everyone is saying everything. Somebody might have seen it, and somebody else seen it, and then they seen it. So it's all just so interlinked now, especially with the clips and that. Like my thing was, as soon as you could go like, I know there's something there, but I haven't got it yet. Just do a clip, say it. And then if anybody else does it, you can go like, that was look at when I released that clip and I said that thing about the thing, but it wasn't funny. But it was, at least it's out there. And they go, well, they've just got my idea. So I think
that was my premise.
Yeah, so with clips now, I think if you just got an idea, you think, I know there's something funny there, I'll just stick a clip out now so it's time-stamped to go that if any other fucking cunt says something, you go, oh, it's mine.
Is that what you did, Rob?
People are doing that,
Is that what you did?
What?
Yeah, well, we recorded it, so it was 3 weeks in advance.
What we literally did was spoke about it on the podcast, and the next thing spoke about
we did a gig in Wigan, actually. We did a gig in Wigan, and then I said it.
And we spoke about it like 2 days before.
Oh, sweet.
Well, I've been doing it.
Like, is that something? Are people like? Because it's
It's
there
more
like
the
kind of a rush that
it's more the audience in the comics. But
if there's like a fucking like submarine fucking thing happening,
that's the problem.
Like, people like fuck. I've got to do some crowd work tonight. Where's a fucking open mic? I need this fucking on TikTok.
There's a lot of that.
The 24-hour news cycle.
There's a lot of the race to get it out while it's still contemporary, and there's also you're trying to make it funny. So like the closest thing I've got to it is me and Ro had a joke, and mine from day one was one type of way, and his was completely different, and it was both about the Liverpool bombings. And both was like we're both Scouse comics. We want to joke about something major that happened in Liverpool. Because I'm a taxi driver, I had an angle on it straight away. So straight away come out of the angle from the taxi driver sort of thing. And then because he wasn't, he was just sort of trying to work it out. In the end, by the end of it, both our jokes sort of similar. Like he started off as like being like, what if I bought loads of stuff that you could make bombs from, and ended up like went down like an art attack sort of type route. In the end, he's like, no, that's shit. And then he's come to a, they weren't the same joke, but a similar sort of outlook on mine, because my outlook straight away was everyone's saying what a terrible thing, but I'm a taxi driver, think of the tips. Like everyone, like I'm just going like I straight out, I was on stage going, oh, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a hero. And then like just, oh no, I just have a taxi in Liverpool.
You did that when I started out. So when I started out, I think, you know, when the Jacaranda, remember Dean when he used to run that open mic in the Jacaranda? Yeah. So you came in, right? And I knew nothing about the circuit at that time. So in my head, everybody who's signing up to do a 5 is like a new comic. Right. And Rob goes up and does that bit. And I think he did like, you kept repeating like, 10 grand, lad. You got 10 grand or something like that. No,
what it was he got 6 GoFundMes. So I was like, he couldn't never ask to work again. You give me, and all he done was burnt half an ear. So my joke used to be, mate, if anyone here can give me 6 grand in cash, I'll give you a lighter, go fucking mad.
Yeah.
Just like.
So you kept doing that, and like obviously the room was, like, it was such a great joke, and everybody was laughing their fucking, and I was like, that guy's pretty good, isn't it?
He still thought you were new. He's done what you would do. He's a good new actor.
I'm going to say hi to him later.
Yeah. Facebook friend him. Who's this cunt? Faizan what?
Yeah, but yes, there's that sort of thing of like a race to get it out, and then a race that like, you want to get it funny as well. So in the end, the funny, like, you probably end up coming to the same thing because that's immediate. Well, what's the easiest thing to make funny straight away? So it's like Rose ended up being similar to mine of like who's arsed, like nothing happened. Like, it was a bombing and nothing happened sort of thing. And then he made loads of jokes about him being a shit terrorist attacker, whereas mine was just all on the side of like, oh fucking hell. Like, and then I got a cob on with it. Like in my bit, I got a cob on with the taxi driver because it could have been me. And then if it would have been me, I'd have been famous. And then like I could have done loads with that, whereas he's just fucking disappeared.
Yeah, this is it. Should have fucking leveraged it. Bit of the old Captain Tom's fucking family, innit? Like,
yeah, got a pool and a spa out of it.
Do people rob bars in battle rap?
It's happened, and like, there's a lot of times you'll think of the same thing, and like, that's why I like partially laziness. Like, fucking, I did a gig in fucking Ireland, like, and it was like fucking 2 weeks after fucking like Black Mirror Bandersnatch came out, and I think there was like fucking 7 battles on that night, all like UK versus Irish internationals, and every single one of them had someone saying, whatever way this goes, it'll turn out bad for you, like Bandersnatch. Every battle except mine, where like I was just taking the piss out of being a traveller.
Right.
The fuck is Bandersnatch?
I don't know.
It was like the Black Mirror thing, but it was like it's on Netflix, but it's like a choose your own adventure thing. So you get certain options like.
What the fuck is Black Mirror?
Oh, I seem to recall something like that.
You messing?
No, I'm being serious.
What?
What's Black Mirror?
You got like a different Netflix to us.
I've not watched it, but it's something basically.
You not got Netflix?
No.
Gangster, real G, my guy.
What you do overnight? When you're not gigging?
Can't say.
Yeah.
Either 7 open mics in one night or shagging.
Yeah. No, I don't have Netflix. So what is Black Mirror? Answer the question.
Yeah,
Stop investigating my life.
It's basically just.
I figured out where you're winding me up.
No, I'm being serious. I don't know what Black Mirror is.
Oh, well, it's a very famous TV program where it's like it's just a load of one-off episodes and it's all freaky shit that could happen in the future. And then sometimes it has happened and sometimes it hasn't, sort of thing. Okay. So like it's all like really mad premises. So one of them has been like you can see how long you got left of life, haven't you, or something like that as you walk around.
It used to be like lower budget on like Channel 4.
Yeah,
and it was really good then. Like that one episode where there's a lad whose like computer gets fucking hacked.
Yeah.
And they're like blackmailing him, saying we're watching him, making him do all these things, like make him rob a bank and that. And like he's just being tortured, and then like right at the end he like has to walk to the woods. There's another guy there. The other guy goes, "Oh, did they hack into you while you were like looking at kiddie porn as well?" They say we got to fight to the death, and the survivor and whoever survives, they're not going to tell anyone.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This show sounds horrid.
They used to do that. They used to do that in prisons.
Apparently it's great.
Yeah,
in prisons, the guy I was watching an interview of the guy who got locked up for crime he didn't commit, and the guards used to get them two in and say, "You fight now, or one of you gets fucking killed or sent down to." So they end up having to fight each other and like kill each other. It's not Black Mirror. It's just what's happening in prisons.
Yeah,
in America.
I mean, if you were a guard and you were bored, like, and
yeah, you probably
Stanford Prison Experiment, though, innit? That's
oh god, that's I've seen that movie.
I've just heard about the experiment of
that
it.
movie.
But yeah, but the Black Mirror
good.
thing to me is just. I mean, I just think it's very simple.
What, the Black Mirror thing?
Just the idea of thinking of something where you can't have real
His thing with
thoughts.
Black Mirror is like, oh, it's obvious.
Yeah.
So every time he hears something Black Mirror, he go, yeah, of course. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Even because everyone else is going, so amazing. How's he come up with it? And he's like, of course.
Yeah. I'm not. It annoys me how shocked people can think how good that is. Like how thick you are to think, oh my God, imagine if the words like, what you talking about?
Yeah,
we're not going to be able to think.
The thing, though, it is quite.
Wow,
like,
a fellow pessimist. This is good.
The whole thing is like it's an anthology show, so you know what's going to happen is there's going to be some shit, and then there's going to be a twist at the end.
What's an anthology?
And like, there's some people who are like flipping several years into it. They're like, I can't believe there was a twist at the end.
Isn't an anthology the thing with the poems that you did at GCSE and that?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
So what's an anthology?
You explain to what an anthology show is for him?
Like you know, like that was a bunch of different poems. There's a bunch of different stories.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not cultured.
What he meant was every show doesn't follow on to the next. You can watch them all in any order and stuff.
So it's not like season 1. I'm sorry, like episode 1 and episode 2 are like linked. It's just
the only thing I've heard of it lately of going, that sounds like an interesting film idea, is the one that I've mentioned it before, the one that Barry Dodd says about them Eastern European fellas who filmed that thing that basically they kidnap the wife and kid of this guy and make him do loads of weird shit, and he gets to the end and he's got to fuck one of these people with a bag on their head, and he starts fucking his own kid.
The Serbian film.
Yes. Yeah. That one. That to me sounds an interesting.
Kinnel's proper into movies. Brother.
That to me sounds like an interesting film idea.
I think I've got a copy on the
Interesting.
USB.
Have you? Yeah. Serbian one. That's the one. Yeah.
That sounds fucked.
Yeah. That's to me.
That doesn't sound interesting.
That's easier than Black Mirror.
It's like people who watch The Human Centipede. Like, why, bro? That sounds fucking.
Yeah, because it's horrible.
What you got to realise though is he thinks these things are going to happen to him.
Yeah.
So when he hears about a movie like that's realistic, he's like, yeah.
No, but I just imagine
because he thinks that would happen to him.
Imagine them going like, right now you've got to do this, now you got to do this, now you got to, and then you got to fuck your own child.
Yeah, but
at the end of it.
The thing is with the Serbian
and who writes that? Where are they in their head to write that? And I love it because I reckon I could do it.
Fucking Freud's child.
I could do it though. Easy.
It hasn't got a lot of work since, but he's still making money off it. But the thing is, like with the Serbian film, it's one of those where like the way it's described, it's like when you watch it, it's obviously like a fucking film.
Yeah.
But when you hear descriptions of it and you paint a picture that's a lot more gritty than it is. But like I was talking about it literally yesterday, because I was doing my podcast with this Zobo with a shotgun bird, who's really into extreme cinema, and fucking extreme horror, and there's some other stuff the August Underground series, and if you watch that, it just does look like you've fucking got some camcorder footage of serial killers.
What's the worst film idea or thing? Like, you know what I've just said sounds pretty horrific. What's the worst one that you've ever heard of? You're fucking hell, that's rank.
I fucking think the place to start off with extreme horror films, you've got to go for Cannibal Holocaust, man.
Cannibal Holocaust?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Fucking
so we'd eat the Jews instead of gas them.
After they've been cooked, eaten. Sorry, that's horrible.
There was the Italians, I'm really into Italian cinema from the 80s, because they didn't used to give a fuck.
He's talking some people nerds about football. I'm really into the Serie A back in the 80s, and Rui Costa ruled the
I'll get into the bit where they kill all the animals just because it's funny.
Right, go on.
In a minute. But yeah, this film Cannibal Holocaust. It's the first found footage movie. It was made in the 80s when they were trying to do stuff. They went down with all these tribes in Papua New Guinea, and they're really fucking doing all stuff chopping monkeys' heads off and doing it with actual monkeys and that. And then
they made it.
Yeah, and they made a film around it.
So animals were hurt in the making of the film.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking
killed.
Yeah, but they put that in there with the fake film that they were making that was in the start.
So they made the film about the film.
Yeah, and the film is the footage of that.
Yeah.
And fucking the guy who wrote it, Ruggero Deodato, who made the fucking film in Papua
Sounds
New
like
Guinea.
A gangster in.
He got all the,
what a name. Say that name again.
Ruggero Deodato.
Oof.
Fucking the mafia
name.
pretty much funded the Italian film industry in this period that I was around, because they were the government as well, pretty much, innit? But yeah, when they got back to Italy, he told all the actors that were in the film, I want you to fucking go away for a bit, and just keep quiet. So when the film comes out, people think this footage might be fucking real.
Yeah.
And the film came out, and people thought the fucking footage was fucking real. So fucking that he thought that.
Fucking arrest warrants and shit being
He thought they were going to go, oh my God, look at this crazy thing that's happened in the Amazon. But what happened is the fucking the courts for, hang on, you're the cunt who directed this. Have you just been feeding these Italian actors to the fucking cannibals? And he was up in court for fucking murder for killing all the actors.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and like, so he's trying to get hold of the fucking, the actors.
Yeah.
Who were in hiding. And at that time, hiding in Italy, like, you know, they're in some fucking village in a, so it takes 4 days for the fucking post to get there. So he was up for murder for a long time for it.
Why? Well, who was killing the chimps?
The tribe in Papua New Guinea. It was based on documentary.
No, like it was a film about people making a documentary.
Yeah.
So there wasn't never an actual documentary.
There was no need to be fucking killing animals in it whatsoever. They just fucking did it. But the fact that
so they killed the animals for the film.
Yeah, for the film.
I thought you were saying someone had made this horrific documentary and they put the actual footage from the documentary in the film. So no, the film.
There were those kind of documentaries at the time. They were called Mundo documentaries.
Yeah.
And this is a film about a Mundo documentary where the cannibals just say, these lot are all pricks, and like fucking eat them all. And like they did shoot it with a tribe in Papua New Guinea, but the animals they were killing were like, the kind of things they ate. So like, they weren't cannibals, obviously, but they were an indigenous tribe. So like all the animals that got killed making that film, like still got eaten. But the thing is, like, because that was such a big thing, like the Italian directors would all copy each other. So then like they were all like, oh, we're getting in on this fucking that's the next big thing. We're all doing our cannibal movie and we are killing fucking animals. And like the next one, fucking like a guy called Umberto Lenzi. He fucking like goes out and does a cannibal ferox or cannibal ferox. I can't remember how you pronounce it. He goes, I'll do the same thing. I'll go with this indigenous tribe and I'll make this fucking story. And it's like got to be a bit gnarlier, a bit more exploitational. And they killed a bunch of animals for that one. There's a bit where an American guy on coke just who in the end it's a twist that he's a bad guy, but the first time you see him, he just bursts out from behind a tree, like goes, I fucking love cocaine because it keeps my buzz going, and then stabs a pig to death. Actually, and they killed a lot of animals making that film. And they went to present all the here's all this meat for this indigenous tribe that they were shooting with, and the indigenous tribe are vegetarians. They just fucking killed
very
a load of animals for
progressive of an indigenous
reason.
tribe.
Why is that the thing that you take away from it?
Just because you'd eat anything to survive if you're in
Yeah, but that's what anything probably is for them. So the idea of killing animals is
but
no need.
You know, they're like sort of agricultural people. They've got that used to surviving off what they can being able to create these ace dishes out of fucking vegetables and fruit and that. They don't need to stab the pigs to get death. That's what the Italians have just turned up and done for no reason.
Imagine if they stopped being veggies after that though. Like the Italians have gone, have you tried this stuff?
Yeah. It's lovely that. Bit of ham.
Leave that curing for 20 years and it'll be fit.
So, where have you been gigging since we last gigged?
We gigged at Hartlepool, didn't we? That always gets mentioned on here.
Oh, yeah.
Hartlepool gets mentioned a lot. Faizan mentioned his parents were immigrants and they booed.
That sounds like Hartlepool.
Just said immigrants and they booed. He hadn't even got to
How did the gig go?
It was fun. Yeah, you sound. It was just funny that who was the girl on before?
Lily Phillips.
Lily Phillips. She got She got
the
cheered for being pregnant. Yeah. I'm pregnant. Way, shag.
So you've been gigging in Hartlepool. Lovely.
Not since I met you. That was a very, very long time ago. That's a distant memory.
Oh, was it?
That was ages ago. It was in the winter, wasn't it?
In the winter, yeah, it probably was.
Did you win the Stockton Gong?
Yeah.
Did you?
Nice.
Fellow Gong winner.
That's how I got.
Did you win a Stockton Gong?
Come right, I did.
I've never done it.
Tons up.
And then as a reward, I got to go to Hartlepool. So
You have to go back to the northeast.
You got any clips online?
No.
You're not clipping yourself now?
No.
Why?
Proper gangster.
I don't.
What's your end game and all this? I just quit my job.
You just want to be a good comic.
Yeah. I just want to chill and be able to quit my job. That's it.
See, because we were talking off pod about the open mic circuit, and I didn't realise how busy it was now. It's busier than ever, which has made me reassess everything a bit, actually.
What have you reassessed?
Like, I just thought it wasn't that bit. People weren't bothering with stand-up now. I just thought you knew nobody's starting it. But then that's probably how out of touch I am.
Yeah, but when do you ever go to an open mic night?
I know, but I just think...
Well, that's what you went to.
I just think, what are you doing? To that Monday, I just think it's like, that Monday's just there just for freaks that aren't ever going to do it again. Like,
but that's the voice of a like jaded pro comic is what that is. You know,
right?
Like, just like, why are you doing this?
I
don't want to do this.
Yeah, but we spoke about the fact that you don't turn over material.
Yeah.
Really.
I might get. Oh, I've got a bit that I'm going to be releasing at the end of July.
You're going to be releasing?
It's a special. It's my new special. I'm way ahead of the game. The 3-minute special, it's called. And fuck all these idiots doing hours and all that. Look, I'll change the game. Professionally produced. The credits go on twice as long as the actual stand-up show. This is where it's at. I release a new special every 3 months. 3 minutes. That's what you're getting. Enjoy it. I'll have it professionally filmed by whatever security camera the venue's got and have it out there. The sound will be terrible, but you have a 3-minute Wozniak special. Gonna bookend it with a little bit of me going into the venue and all that. Sitting there checking me notes on the Merseyrail, going like this, and just do 3 minutes. Release that. And goes, oh, did you see Wozniak's 3 minutes?
Written in a form by Simon Wozniak.
I'll do that. Actually, it'd be quite funny. That's if I manage to perform the set well enough. I'll probably just go, oh, I fluffed that. Never mind.
And in the notes,
3 minute special. I have to wait till next year.
Directed by Rob Thomas.
Yeah.
Edited, produced,
written and performed. Yeah. Rob Thomas, DOP.
No, there's loads of way to go. Like flipping, like I can't be asked like fucking like learning how to be a comedian. I reckon I could like get someone who puts 90-second TikToks out about the shit that happened yesterday. If I could just skip the part where you do any gigs or write any good material ever, I reckon I could get away with that.
That's what Simon's done.
Excellent.
My guy. Yeah, no, I do believe I'm going to change the game with this 5-minute special that I'm releasing.
It's 5 minutes and that was 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was fast with the credits included.
Right.
I'm not going to drag it out.
5 minutes.
They let you put 5 minutes on TikTok now, innit?
Do they?
Yeah.
Fucking, who's watching a TikTok for 5 minutes?
Depends,
Unless you've got the bunda in. I'm going to get 2 galley up on stage, throwing it back whilst I'm doing the bit. People be like, what special is this? He's just got 2 things, throwing it back, twerking as I'm doing the jokes.
But if you're going to do it on TikTok, surely you'd break it down into
I'm not going to do it, am I? Let's be honest. I mean,
why
not? Because I'm too much of a gangster, ain't I? Me and Dave Attell, we move mad.
You just want to be surprised. You want to surprise the audience.
I'll sort my career out soon enough, you know what I mean? It's all part of the process, you know what I mean? You got to trust the process. Can't be rushing, trying to put out stuff. I've got to just try and, I'll do it when it's right. And I'll do it properly, and it's going to be the beautiful special that Instagram needs.
6 minutes
special. 6 minute special, mate.
Just clip down to like not a syllable wasted, just releasing it straight to Vine.
Exactly, Kinnel.
Straight to Vine.
No fat. No fat. It's the special that's going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. And then it's just me going, ah! That's the special. Thanks for watching. £5 if you want the full special.
Yeah.
You want the full Vine? It's a £5. What was I talking to you about then? The open mic circuit, yeah. So what is it like then?
It's fun.
Have you've been around it a bit more? You've done
I write new material, yeah.
Right.
Try it out.
So what's it like?
I don't bother speak. Like he said, he thought I was new. Don't speak to no one.
I mean, to be honest with you, though,
I just get on stage and fuck off again.
I'll be very honest with you. Even now, I don't know anything about comedy, right? So, in terms of the people who are in it, if you know what I mean. So, like, there's some guys you'll speak to.
You've never bothered to learn about the industry, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah,
it's nice to see you. You weren't a cunt, but don't. I'm not a cunt, but I just want to go home. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So there's some people you speak to and they'll know everything about everybody and what gigs are like, and sometimes they'll turn around and they'll know what the fees are for shit and stuff, and I'm like, the fuck do you know this stuff, right?
Yeah. You're never playing it, so why?
Exactly.
Why have you made it in business to know the fees?
It's not even that, but they've got so much information. So when you went up on stage, it wasn't like a case of because everybody else knew who you were, if that makes sense. But I was like, why is this dude like? Because in my head, pros don't come to do 5 minutes at an open mic, if you know what I mean. So it wasn't like me going, oh well, he needs a bit of work. The first 3 minutes was really good, but the last two dropped off a little bit.
Do they have a quicker like? Do you see like a lot of them people like come and go like? Because if you're knowing what everyone's fucking fees are, then in my head, the only reason that you found that out is because you've got a little fucking like plan of how your fucking career's going to go when you're an open biker. Yeah. When you don't get there, it's going to kill you way worse than anyone who was just hanging around.
It's that, and it's also some of them will get to know because they want to talk to you like they're one of you. So like they'll be talking to you about fees, and you're sitting there going, you know, like you said, why do you know the fee? Because you never play the gig, and they're like, but they think if they say this information, you'll look at them like the one of your own, even though you're sitting there thinking, "Leave me alone." For
I had one of those moments when I was at the Frog and I was doing a Thursday, and Phil Ellis was MCing, and he was going.
He's probably asking you what your fee was.
No. So he was going.
Too busy stashing crisps in his bag on his tour.
So he was going to do his tour, and this was like just before his tour was booked in, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was Adam Rowe who was there in the green room as well. And like obviously he was chatting to Adam about like, you know, he's going on tour and stuff like that. But like he do this thing, this proper sweet thing where he'd look at me to kind of like include me in the conversation about going on tour. I'm like, mate, I'm getting paid 40 quid for a 10. I'm not a clue. Don't look at me, include me in this conversation.
I'm fine being out. I'm fine.
Just do you. I just sip my water here.
I just don't want to upset anyone.
I'm happy over here, me.
No, but from what I've gathered from there might be a few of them or more of them. And they should be further on than they are, like after a year or two. Like I think a lot, like people are expecting. Like they seem to be moaning a lot about when they apply for a gig, and they're applying for gigs that are above them.
A lot more.
Like they expect they should be more further on than they actually are.
But Faizan doesn't know what it was like when we were there, sort of thing. Like we're both saying to him, he's quite far on after 2 years. He might think that's normal. And then,
no, I'm aware that's not. This is.
Whereas like other open spots are like, it's just like, it feels like the rum and theme at the moment, but then I feel like every generation says this, where it's like, oh, you should, like all these new comics that are entitled, you think they should be doing these and these, and you don't understand what in the way and all.
So when I
like
started, I started coming in, I was like, I'm gonna give myself 2 years, and then if it doesn't work, like in my head, it was like, firstly, if I'm not enjoying myself, and secondly, like if there's nothing going on, I'm just gonna focus on my job and stuff and just leave it, right? Hey, 2 years aren't up yet. It's next month. I'll sit down. I'll sit down with my team. We'll have a chat.
Time, my guy.
You know, I'll get my manager involved and we're like, so what are your thoughts?
Who are you?
But yeah, so. But to a certain degree, sometimes like a lot of people don't kind of like, I don't know, man. Like I think it attracts a chaotic personality as well, where you just sit there and like, because I didn't know I had a good 5 minutes until somebody could come and told me I had a good 5 minutes, if that makes sense. But like some people are like, yeah, well, I've done the gig, so like, where's the money?
It feels like that. Like say people expecting things, but also like loads of open spots have got not open spot, like newer comics have got like podcasts and things, and they're thinking, well, I'm out there doing everything, so why shouldn't I? Have you got one?
No, I had one, but you know,
that one fell apart early. That was terrible and fell apart.
Did you have one?
Yeah, you had one in here.
Who was there? Really?
Yeah.
With who?
With Ben Robinson and Melina.
No, you know that story. Like that was a rumor.
What?
When Ben said, "Guys, we need to talk about wanking more." Everyone's talking about wanking. We need to talk about wanking.
Oh, I seem to recall that may have cropped up on one of our episodes a while back.
Yeah. But I think like the fact that this is called Another One Podcast, it's one of them, and it's like sometimes
capturing the zeitgeist.
Yeah, and at the same time, like you can fall into the trap of just continuously comparing yourself to somebody else.
Well,
that's human though, isn't it? That's like you know, that's somebody else
for new acts as well.
You're like, oh, why is he doing that, and why am I not doing that? If you know what I mean. So I'm just like, I don't know, mate. Like,
Harrison is the thief of joy, isn't it, Kinnel?
It is.
God,
I do my
joyless.
podcast. I do my podcast because no one fucking watches it. That's become the reason.
In spite of itself, like
No, I just love fucking like talking shit and like weird niche shit about fucking like Ruggero Deodato's fucking Cannibal
Yo,
Holocaust
you are
and
fully
that.
leaning into that name, you know.
Yeah, fucking, I love talking shit about that, and it's just great that no one watches it as opposed to battle rap where I've got to have a load of people standing around me.
Right.
Fucking,
You feel like you're allowed to get enjoy something without the attention.
yeah, fucking, and I know fucking like no one fucking checks for my podcast. I think
Why
I get more listeners than watchers, but it's just fucking great to have something where like I'm not going to get 1,000 comments saying I'm shit.
When did you fall in love with films and that then?
I get well into things, you know, like when I was a
Right.
kid, like fucking like I saw like, you know, Ghostwatch.
And I know, I think so.
It was when they did that fake BBC broadcast with like Craig Charles and Sarah Green and Michael Parkinson.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like really a drama, but they set it up as like a fake live broadcast. Saw that when I was 12 and I fucking shit myself. So I'd just been like trying to like find something that like freaked me out that much since, like obsessive fucking quest.
Just on a search, they'd like just be.
Is that like the War of the
Horrified.
Worlds broadcast? Do you guys know about that?
Yeah, it was
So,
like
like-
that. But this was fucking 1992 with Craig Charles.
So I think this was in like the 30s or something, where like over the radio they basically
When
made
they
an
played War of the
announcement.
World and everyone thought it was real.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
like, oh, the aliens have come and like they're gonna take
Yeah.
over, and everybody fucking lost their minds, going, oh shit, the aliens.
They
are-"
played the play War of the Worlds and people believed it was a natural newscast.
I'm not so a fan with the War of the Worlds.
It's
Tom Cruise,
Yeah, alien
It's a
invasion.
very famous play or story.
Tale of Two Cities. Who's that?
That's a Brazilian film, isn't it?
Oh, and you thinking of Romeo and Juliet?
No, what's the one I'm thinking of?
Romeo and Juliet's fired in a 32
Tale of
throne.
Tale of Two Cities or something. Something like that. Oh, I don't know. Hey, you know Edgar Allan Poe's poems on the side of a relentless can? It's mad, that, isn't it?
No, I don't know. Look, which one? The Raven.
The fuck is Edgar Allan Poe?
You met.
I don't know.
God, this is going to sound dead Brexity, but are you into any culture
No.
from school? Like,
I don't
What
know who he is
school-
either.
Who's Edgar Allan Poe though?
Some poet.
It's a Raven, the famous poem, the Raven.
It was on Black Mirror.
Recite the poem. Go on, Rob.
Oh,
Mister, are you into any culture?
Yeah.
Go on, Rob.
You know the
I'm
episode.
not-
You know
No phones. No phones.
I'm not going to off the air, but it's when he's the knock on the door and it was like no.
It's in a Simpsons episode.
It is also in a Simpsons episode.
I've not seen The Simpsons.
Forevermore.
The Simpsons
Forevermore.
episode.
That's it.
Forevermore.
Forevermore. Yeah.
Okay. Where was he from?
See, I'm
And the
the
Raven
brains.
said forevermore.
Where was he from?
So,
Is he
Manchester.
No, he's American.
Oh, fuck it then.
Yeah, true that.
He's very famous poet. Very famous Gothic poet. But yeah, you learn about him in school.
No, I didn't.
You must have.
I learned about that guy who goes, excuse me, standing on one leg, I'm half caste.
What school did you go to?
Burnage Media Arts College for Boys.
All boys school.
Yeah, man. My dad never told me that though.
Oh, he just turned up.
Just showed up in the air and I was like,
Well, the pum pum.
no, there's no girls here. And then
There will be by year 11.
I looked up and he's just like, Burnage Media Arts College for Boys. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Arts College? Why Arts College?
Because it changed. So it used to be Burnage High School for Boys. And then, because like the
And then you
government
bought them
changed
4
the
rings.
way,
Yeah,
the government changed the way like it was like you get funding or something.
yeah,
so
you
they
have to
became an arts
specialise or
college.
something. Yeah.
And now it's an academy for boys or something.
Well,
like that.
academies are when they can't do the school. Ofsted nailed them, so they become an academy.
Yeah, but I don't know.
No,
Called it a media art school,
Yeah.
and like not even the
that's not
teachers.
how
of it,
academies
Edgar Allan
work,
Poe.
by the way.
Just all titling like it's like the fucking it's like every takeaway that like fucking like changes its name when it gets the 1-star hygiene review instead of fucking
Yeah, yeah.
Shut it down and then give it something
Yeah,
else.
Get them back in for a 5-star. Now they jet washed everything.
Yeah,
well,
that's not how academies work, Simon.
It is to me, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we didn't do Edgar Allan Poe at school.
you must have though.
We didn't. I'm sure I would have remembered it.
You probably wouldn't have. I don't think I did.
Yeah.
Of Mice and Men and that.
Yeah, same. I did Mice and Men and not Lenny.
I didn't do my.
Is Lenny the one who gets murdered?
Lenny's
the murderer.
he's
the
the
one who
moron,
hugs
yeah.
the rabbit too tight.
Yeah. But he's not the murderer, though. Because he gets
Fatter
murdered,
than
don't he?
Well, yeah, but that's for his own.
Who cares about rabbits? Rabbits get murdered every single day, but Lenny's a human being.
Didn't he also murder
Just
the
a bit of
wife?
a bet.
Yeah, he also murdered the woman and all. Like, they weren't kicking off about the rabbit. Like it was after he killed that woman.
Yeah, he's always
fine with the rabbits.
Yeah. He's a knobhead, wasn't he?
I was fine with the rabbits.
When you say George was a murderer because he knew what they were going to do to Lenny.
Yeah, fair.
So it was
It was
better.
a mercy killing.
Yeah,
fair.
because they would tear him limb
Pop
from
this
limb.
fat idiot in the back of the head. Before he gets us both killed, the stupid
Yeah,
cunt.
before these had the dogs on him.
Yeah, in a less Proeza way, he got like, you stupid cunt, and shot him because you're going to get us both killed.
Yeah, well,
That's how it was.
Lenny was black, wasn't he?
No,
Wasn't he?
no, he wasn't. No, you just imagine that bit, I think.
I think I have, must have done, yeah. I've always about race, I think, is the...
He wasn't.
No,
He wasn't in the
weren't they?
film, but like now I'm thinking I don't remember the book that well.
No,
and like,
he wasn't
But
black
they
in
just
the
be a
film.
dead rate.
Living off the fat of the land, that was the dream, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he wasn't black in a film.
Yeah,
That's what
but
he's saying, he
I
was in
was
the
just
film.
thinking like
He's thinking
like,
of Green
should be
Mile.
in the
I know he,
Yeah, you're
I know
thinking
he
Green Mile.
wasn't black in the film, but I'm thinking like, hang on, was he in the book and they changed
No,
it?
because they were brothers, weren't
Just
they?
because it was when Gandhi was fucking
Lenny and the
like,
guy who
Ben
murders him were
Kingsley.
brothers, weren't they?
Were they?
I'm pretty sure they were.
Okay.
Because that would like lend itself to even
I
more
thought
of
they
a
were just
tragic
mates.
thing to them getting murdered.
I thought they were just mates as well, yeah.
No, I think they were brothers. But yeah, I don't know who Edgar Allan Poe is.
I honestly
Such a
don't
weird
know who he
name,
is.
Poe. Poe, that's a Teletubby, bro. Like, why is he
Yeah,
second?
true,
What kind of name is that?
I think they probably named the Teletubby after him rather than the other way around.
Do you think
Yeah,
other
yeah,
Teletubbies
he
are
was
named after poets as well? Like,
There's a famous poet called Eric Tinky Winky.
You're laughing, but I bet you there's something in what the name,
Eric
like,
Tinky Winky.
I'm telling you now to be a la to be something.
The Lars.
Lala just means big brother in Punjabi.
Does
Is
it?
it?
Lala.
Is that where your mum and dad are from?
That's where I'm from. I was
Can you
born
do the
there
rest
as
of the
well.
pod
Was
in
you?
Punjabi?
Oh, I thought you said in your I thought you said in your set that you weren't. That they were
No.
immigrants.
I was born there as well.
How long did you live?
When I was about 8 years old.
Do you remember much of it?
Yeah, loads.
What was it like?
Fun.
Was it culture shock coming over here, or
Not really. When you're a kid, it doesn't really like affect you in the same way. It's more of a culture shock for my brothers because they were a bit older.
You fluent in Punjabi?
Yeah.
Could you just drop into it right now?
Yeah.
So the next thing
That's
I
what-
ask you, can you
that's what
can you then just answer in Punjabi,
Yeah,
please?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Go
so
for it.
like now, so respond to
You-
me.
you said you're gonna ask him a question?
No, I'm not.
Sawal
This,
te
the
puchna?
question is the conversation.
सवाल तो पूछो ना कोई
Exactly, there you go. Yeah, I
ठीक है सवाल तो
understand.
पूछता नहीं थे अगुन कहने के बस बोली जाओ
Oh, keep going. Music to my ears, go on.
I mean, before you think I was saying at you, I basically said, at least ask me a question. You keep telling me to speak it. At least like, ask me a question.
Oh, it's like watching Filipino battle rap.
But yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine just watching.
I love that.
Just a 5-minute podcast in Punjabi.
Yeah.
Be like,
No, it's like when I'm speaking with my mates, it's kind of similar because like we like drop into Punjabi and English are this like in one sentence.
really?
It's kind of hilarious.
Wow.
When
Hybrid.
you say your mates is like,
Like my other Pakistani friends.
yeah. What about
You wrong, Carl Porter.
What I meant was like from school or like mates from.
Yeah, from school, from like when I was growing up,
Yeah.
and like people that like who live near me and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good. It was fun. I was like kind of like pretty miffed, like why we moved there because we were all right. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like a struggle,
Yeah.
but like we decided to move to the north of England for some odd reason. So yeah.
Yeah, but you got to the age of 84, it's time to show you some real suffering.
Yeah.
I remember
Outside
getting
the
like
dark
I
reality.
remember getting hit a lot at school and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like I used to get.
Alright, keep it light.
So in so you know,
That's what they said when you were hitting them.
so you know, like at the end of the year in school, they give you like an end of year report card.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, or here's how he's doing in English, and it's more like a progress kind of thing, or like if somebody's dicking around, like tell him to stop dicking around in class and stuff. So in my school, they'd give you positions. So it literally like, oh, there's 28 kids in this school in this
A league table.
Yeah, exactly, precisely. There you go, right? So it was
That sounds great.
That's boys though, innit? Toxic.
No, but the thing is though, when you've got Asian parents, right? So it's like, oh, there's 28 kids, you all better get in
Champions
the first
League.
position. You know what I mean? Like, I was like,
someone's getting 27 are getting battered.
exactly,
Need some Saudi money.
If you're not in the top 4, you're fucked. Right?
Did you do a Leicester one yet?
Yo, mate. So, so I got like regularly, I'd get like 27, 28.
Oh, shit,
I hated school. Like just generally, like not even wasn't in case like I came here and I found the words of Edgar Allan Poe and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I was never interested in it. But like in Pakistan, it was like more disciplinarian, so I used to get like hit a lot. And like literally, the Asia report card 28 for all that. I'm gonna get hit again. Like what the fuck?
I got hit loads, and then that's why sometimes like you watch like Asian or American comics talking about getting hit, and like I wish I could do that. Because I got battered, me.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between getting battered and then hit. Do you know what I mean? Like I think
if you're white, it's child abuse.
It wasn't abuse. Like, but
yeah, I mean, like,
I
never
got abused, but I got
that.
spanked a lot.
I would never say for a second that I got abused. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I got slapped every now and again. That's not. I'm not. I get slapped right now. I'm 29 years old, bro. Like, I say the wrong thing in front of my mum, and I don't even see it coming. I'm like, you're really old. How are you doing this?
Right. Where will your mum hit you? She used to hit you.
Oh, straight across the face, bro.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Backhand
Slap
or front?
open palm.
Oh,
Hard as she can.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
My grandma, God bless her soul, she was
Even with your
exactly the
glasses on?
same. Like you wouldn't even see it. You'd just be sat there chatting to her, and you're like, bang. You're like, yo, what the fuck? What's the say? What's the say? Yo, you be taking lessons from Muhammad Ali or something? Like
move that they've been working on for
Yeah.
decades. It's just
What's that thing? A million different kicks or one kick
one
factors?
perfect strike.
yeah, 10,000 times. Yeah.
Don't
My dad
even
was
need
the
to
volley up
look
the
at you.
stairs. My dad to be dead good at volley me as I was going up the stairs.
Oh, shit, you know.
Like I'll be on the third step thinking, I've made it. I'm out of his reach. Bang! Like fuck! How's he done that?
So you'd get. Would you ever bleed from the mouth?
No. It was so that's what I mean. Like it wasn't a
It was like,
battering. It's like,
They didn't follow
you know,
through.
like as a man, right?
It was
I'm sure you
it was
can
like a
sympathize.
gangster slap.
Like
You'd
a-
like behave.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Like as
you
a
do
man,
with a dog.
as a man, you can probably sympathize. You'd rather get punched in the mouth, right, than
Yeah.
somebody like open palm slap you in the
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Stop
Don't want
and
to
slap.
sting. Yeah.
You'd rather like be like literally. You'd rather like break your jaw than somebody like slap you. In
Nah,
the
I'd take the
mouth.
slap, I reckon.
Never.
Yeah, I don't want a
Never,
broken
never that.
jaw,
The
mate.
respect on that will be gone. Toxic masculinity wins on this
Can't
one.
have
Is
this
all I'm
jaw
saying,
broken.
right? So for me, it was more like
Too much
it wasn't the
pussy
hurt
to
on the thing. It was
Yeah.
just like the disrespect, though.
Yeah.
You ever hit a back?
Yeah, but it's a bad.
See, had I not had a comic's mind, I would have become like, you know, a massive drug dealer or something.
Yeah.
Started hurting
Just
everybody
abusing women and that.
afterwards. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
abuse.
Being proper
But
misogynistic.
then I was like really hurt by it, and I was like, I won't let you
Pussy,
down, mum.
What are your parents like now?
Oh, they're chill. Most of
But
the
she
time.
still got it in there, still got the jab.
Yeah, of course.
No,
the
but not
thing
to
is
stop. But I mean, like, are they still pushing now, even at 29?
No, like, because it's done, innit? Like, I've done,
Yeah.
in my head, I've done what they wanted me to do. Like, 'cause my
What?
brothers had done it as well. Like, because for them, it was just like, get an education. I don't give a shit
Right.
about anything else.
Yeah.
And
But
dad-
you haven't
my
got
dad's a
one,
taxi
have you?
driver, innit? Right? And like, when I was 18, I was like, college. I was like,
Came
I'm done.
27th in the league. That's not an education, mate.
So when I was leaving,
Failed state.
when I was leaving college, and I'd
Yeah.
put in my UCAS applications, but I'd know I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to uni. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, forget it, it's not for me.
Yeah.
And like my mates were working in like a Vauxhall garage, and he was making like quite a good amount of
Yeah.
money from like selling cars and shit. And I was
And
like,
drugs.
how much? What, you making 23 grand and you're 18? This is mad.
Yeah.
Right? I want to become a car salesman. They got any jobs going, mate?
Yeah.
I'd take that.
16 grand
Plus-
a year.
yeah.
Fucking
16 grand a year plus commission. Yo. I've seen bare Vauxhalls. They're sick
Yeah,
cars
yeah,
as well. So I was like, oh, I'm going to become a car salesman. And my dad just went, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care where you go. Like, I don't care what you study at uni. Just go to uni and just do a degree. And like, my mum was like, Salford Uni, Manchester University, and Manchester Metropolitan University, right? And if you can't get into any of those universities, there's no point in going to fucking university, right? So like, she chose my universities for me.
So she said, apply somewhere local.
yeah.
Not Oxford, Cambridge. No, no.
Never.
Salford.
27th,
Or not.
Never that. They were like, no, you got to stay at home.
He's
Like, they were like,
27th
stay
in
at
his
home.
school. Where was he going to be in every other school?
So obviously I went to Man Met, right?
right down the middle.
Yeah,
Nice,
exactly.
right down the middle.
So he's not quite Salford, but he's not quite Man Uni.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got my degree and I got a job, and like that was it.
You just went asked then.
Yeah, now they're like it's fine, and like you've done it. It's like
when I told my dad,
don't like it. They're not like calling you up after you've done a gong show, like asking how many minutes you did.
Where'd you get on the gong show? I was 7 out of 8 from bang!
So the thing is, they don't speak English, right?
At all.
So recently I found out my mum can speak English. Right,
Just
but she's been
chooses not to.
hiding it from us for ages.
Oh, she's like
You know what I
Bielsa.
mean? Yeah,
Just
yeah,
refuse.
yeah. She's
Pretending she can't speak it, so
she was just chilling
do
and, like,
interviews.
Yeah.
And me and my brothers were
Dangerous man that talks with her hands.
me and my brothers were arguing, and like she just got up and she started like speaking in English, and we were like, "Wait, what the fuck? Like, mum can speak English?"
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
Have you ever asked why she hid that from you?
I mean, I think it's a confidence thing from her
Right.
perspective, because it's like, I mean, I can't empathize with a person like, because I don't like, I've never had to move to a whole new country in like my 40s.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
so it's a confidence thing, and like she's always had us to like basically do all the translation that she's ever needed.
Has she got an accent?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Like it's like she's not going to take elocution lessons and stuff.
No,
like
what
that,
I mean
you
is
know?
like just like so she'd be probably insecure that she got like
Yeah,
an accent with.
there's that, and then there's just it's just a confidence thing, and like, you know, if she was in a position where like she had to speak it on a regular basis, I'm sure it'll
probably
come out. But
fine,
like
yeah.
she's never been in that kind of position, so it's come to a point where like previously I'd translate everything for her, but now it's just somebody speaks to her in English, she just replies in Punjabi, and then I tell them what she's just said because she knows. But thankfully she learnt it after parents even
Does she
stopped.
does she just basically stay in circles that speak Punjabi though?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That is cool though, like learning something completely, entirely fluently in secret, and then just busting it out one day like fucking Robert Johnson returning from the wilderness.
Well, I guess she's
fucking
like,
sold his soul to the devil to play the
Yeah.
guitar. Like.
she was at a benefit because, like, you know, like if
She's
you're
on
from-
benefits. I told you.
No,
Fucking.
she was at a benefit in that she was exposed to the language, like when she was a kid. Because in Pakistan and India and like Bangladesh or any like former colony, like you got road signs that are in English. So like, you know, it's not something that is completely alien to you. Like if she went to Germany, she'd be like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Mate. Like, do you know what I mean? But
Just seems like such because like learning like English and then Punjabi just seems like it's such a, the languages are so disparate. I just think it'd be harder. So the fact that you can switch in, like if somebody could switch between English and German, I'd be like, not as impressive as going from English to Punjabi, in my opinion.
yeah, but I guess it's also down to the fact that it was like, when do you learn it? That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
When did you start learning English?
when I was like, well, I went to like
In school?
my school in Pakistan was also like in English.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's like because my family was doing all right. So in Pakistan anyway, right? So we had a fridge. and
All right for better than being 27th in the fucking league.
What did your
Like,
dad
we're not
do?
paying these fucking fees for you to be 27.
Saudi's taking over and getting relegated. Thinking, what the fuck?
What did your dad do in Pakistan?
So he wasn't. So at that time he wasn't in Pakistan. He was abroad. He was working abroad. So that
Right.
you know that age old tale where like the guy has to go abroad to like start earning money, and like if he's earning money in like euros or whatever it was at the time, it's worth way more. So your family's much more comfortable.
Yeah.
So, like, we ended up going to like schools that were like above our station and stuff at that point.
So what was he doing abroad, or just?
We just like, you know, after Germany reunified, you know, when the Berlin Wall fell, there's just like a massive demand for labor.
Yeah,
like, especially when
my
it
dad
came
went
to like
there.
infrastructure and stuff.
yeah,
So my dad, I think he was like basically running diggers, like building infrastructure.
yeah. I know people who like plasterers who went there as well.
Yeah,
I think loads of English went over there.
Yeah,
on
He's
the
just
outbeat
mad,
saying
like, because
Pat one.
there's a lot of Turks who went there as well, and Greek people who ended up in like Germany because
Just
there was just a
'cause of the
massive
demand,
need for like labor at that time.
No, just asking because in the sense that like, you know, now we come over here and he's a taxi driver sort of thing. It's just a case of like it's just easy to do that.
Yeah, it's wild. You know,
Get
like
another
some
job.
immigrant dads have like crazy stories. Like, you know, they've had like 7 different careers in their lives and stuff like that. And you're here like, what's my life? And like, yo, this guy did all right. Like, you know, he raised the family
Just went to
free.
work,
Oh my
yeah.
god, just
So I used to work on a taxi with a fella who was a structural engineer, and like he'd built bridges and stuff back on Iran. And then I was like, well, so what you doing? You come over here? Oh, well, I originally owned a shop, and then I got racially abused, and people kept picking on me. So I sold the shop and then just come on the taxis. And I was like, oh,
Got racially abused in the taxis.
But yeah, he did. He always got racially abused in taxis. Like,
so my dad drives, you know, like a black cab.
Yeah.
Like, and like the stories he tells me on a regular basis, and like he's getting older now, and I genuinely fear for him sometimes because I'm like, fuck me, because he works nights sometimes as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, mate, what the hell?
Yeah, it's
Don't do
still
this.
wildly out there.
Don't do this.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
It's there. But like Bootles, we got one black driver who gets called Big Black Simon.
Or BBS for sure.
His name's not Simon. Yeah. Someone just called him Simon once and went with it. And he gets called Big Black Simon. And then the Iranian.
No.
What?
He's just some skinny white guy.
No,
He drives a Hyundai.
Well, there's loads.
And he's like, I'm not a big black man. Shut it, Big Black Simon.
There's loads.
People constantly trying to get in the back of his push bike.
Take this right. He's the biggest black driver on the rank.
Okay.
But he's the
By
only
virtue of being the only one.
black driver on the rank. And there's loads of the white fellas just bigger than him. So there's no reason to call him it.
But he's their reason they can call him it because
Yeah.
he's their one black friend.
Exactly.
So how can I possibly be racist?
Yeah. And the Iranian used to always obviously get called the P word on the Asda. Because that's where he used to work. And you're like, why? Like what is going on? And it's just
It's got to
so
die out,
backwards.
isn't it? You're not going to change that.
It's just so backwards. I remember working. I used to be because for 8. So where I work in Bootle, it's technically classed as Sefton. So for like I think about 15 years, I was the youngest driver on like that had a Sefton badge, and it was like it was just mad that I was like a Hackney driver. That people were looking at me going, why is he doing this? Because all the young ones went straight to Delta, or to like what would now be Uber. Delta used to be massive. Went straight to private hire, and all the R ones just stayed on the Hackney sort of thing. It's like an R man's job.
I just love hearing about, like how taxi drivers and their beefs and stuff, just about like random, like, oh, that's my fare and all that stuff. And like, like my brother, my dad tells me all these like random ass stories in it where it's like, oh, I was waiting at the rank and somebody started kicking off with me because like there was like a really good job from like Piccadilly to like Sale or something. I don't know what it was. And like, they just basically start fighting one another on the flipping rank over like trying to take this person. And like, can you imagine being the guy who's like, bro, stop fighting, I just want to go home. Like, why are you doing this?
Like in like London and like in the first year of Uber being a thing, that was like some. There was some fury from the.
Oh, you fucking.
What are your thoughts on Uber? You're a Hackney carriage driver.
It's the way forward, isn't it?
But like, do you feel like it's affected your work in any way?
No, but I am. I've been so long in the game that I've perfected it. So
fucking taxi driving, mate. I've completed that. I've completed
Slapping
it.
tyres round Bootle after they've been doing it at night.
Well, yeah, I have done.
Got guaranteed
Because
an audience like only like giving lifts to the people who've been barred from the other taxis for racism.
a little bit like that.
The ones who aren't allowed the Big Black Simon's car.
No, a little bit like that, but basically, I just looked around and was like, right, well, I don't work in town, I don't work in the city centre, I work outside the city centre. So, and I noticed like all people that get black cabs if you're not in the city centre are wheelchairs, prams, and are women with trolleys. So I just went, well, I'll just cater to all them. So when I bought a new taxi, got one with a perfect like ramp for a wheelchair, just did loads of wheelchair work. Loads of like our women and all that, all the scooters and all that. So basically,
Most vulnerable people in our society.
yeah, but yeah, because all the other
Can't
black
do
cabs,
a runner.
Yeah.
Can't
but all the
Yeah.
because it's like an old,
focusing on people who are doing to book on the fare.
the people who are on it are just people who don't want to get proper jobs and they don't want to pay tax. So like none of them had car machines. I was the only one who had a car machine for 3 years. The only one until it got forced on them that they had to have them. Yeah. So I was the only one for 3 years. No one had car machines. No one wanted to take the disabled because they couldn't be asked getting them in. Couldn't be asked getting out to get them in because they needed help getting in. So I was like, there's just so much work here for just if you want to earn it, and none of them wanted to earn it. So I just started doing all that. Started to put my card in all the old people's homes and that. So I had a boss business going, and then fucking COVID come, killed it. And then comedy
Killed the old people.
Killed the vulnerable.
No, but it did, 'cause
Fucking hell, I just left all these flyers round the industrial
Davis is dead. There goes the mortgage.
Extra help from Rishi,
Boris
innit?
Johnson's gone in, shook all their hands with fucking COVID. Killed
You're all
me
laughing and
via
joking,
Thursday
but my
gig.
customer base dead. I went to a nursing home. And I was like, like they'd call me for the nursery home called me for the first time in like 3 years. Like, oh, Sam, how are you? Like, fucking I haven't been here in ages. And like, yeah, everyone who had your cards dead. We need we need new cards and stuff, basically. And I was like, yeah, I'll sort it out. But then at the same time, as we were coming out of COVID, comedy was kicking off even more. So like, I just didn't need to work anymore. And then I sorted out, like, I've got contracts with like the council to do jobs, so I don't have to.
That's probably one of the best jobs you can do whilst also doing comedy.
Yeah, a piece of piss. Yeah, I work, including comedy. I work 24 hours a week. That's
the dream, mate.
It's absolute.
I do a 9 to 5.
Yeah,
I
do
teams
that.
meeting
I do
after
that,
teams
and all the
meeting
other
after
gigs I make
teams.
no money for on a podcast that no one watches. fucking streaming.
True
as well.
art, though, Kinnel. True art.
I'm probably doing like 90 hours a week of absolutely nothing. Doesn't matter to fucking anyone. Like,
I get a lot of alone time.
Get on the open mic circuit, man.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you not want to try and make money in the performance realm?
We need to cut this because Faizan's got a gig.
Have you where?
Forecast.
Yeah, but you can go on.
Well, it's an hour 40 now.
Yeah, shit. Is it 8 o'clock? Yeah, it's 8 o'clock.
Mate, you might as well do material. There'll be more people.
Listen, I'm not trying to.
You went. There's 4. You said there was 4 last time. You went.
Also, can I just recommend do a special of just get him up for like 5 minutes to do comedy, right?
Yeah.
Just get him down to hot water just for the fuck of it.
I mean, I'd have to consent first.
I'd do it.
There you go. That's consent, bro.
Faizan, where people find you?
If there's one,
Instagram, Twitter. I don't know.
You watch your Instagram.
Faizan.shah.haha.
Faizan.shah.haha. Kinnel, where people find you?
My Twitter at the minute is sinister_cinema because I got banned from my main account, so I'm on that one now because I got perma banned. Kinnel, Sinister Cinema, wherever you get podcasts, and I'm on Don't Flop, making a cunt of myself regularly.
Brilliant.
Faizan Shah. Is that what it is? Faizan Shah.
Press the button.
Okay. Relax.
Press the button.
Relax.
Sign up to the Patreon. Love yous.
Please sign up to the Patreon. Stay. Just stay.